Hey guys, today I'll be teaching you how you can make this nice 3D text in Photoshop, and that too without the extended version. So, to get started, we will open up a new document. I'll keep the size to 1920 by 1080 pixels for an HD document, and the color mode could be RGB. Okay, and we'll just switch the color to white and press Alt backspace to fill the canvas area with white. Switch back to black. Now take up our text tool. The text tool would be I keep the font to Chanson SF heavy, and we'll type our text out. For the tutorial, I'll be typing my text to be 3D, and just resize it by pressing Shift and Alt and resizing it to restrain it to the proportions and transform it from the center of the text. Okay, press enter. Now we'll press Ctrl A to select the canvas area and align it to the horizontal centers by pressing this button here, and vertical centers by pressing this one here. Okay. Now we'll just deselect it by pressing Ctrl D. Now what we want to do is that we want to rasterize the layer. We'll do it by right clicking the layer and selecting rasterize type. Okay. Now we'll use the perspective tool. To use that, we'll press Ctrl T and bring up free transformation, and right click on the transformation and select perspective. Now we'll drag one of the handles up a little bit to get the perspective here. The perspective, what basically it does is that it makes the text shorter to larger according to how you resize it, to make it a little bit 3D. So we'll press enter. Now what we want to do is create a couple of copies of this layer by pressing Alt and the right arrow key. We will do this a couple of times till we get a desired breadth. We'll do it. Now you would see these kind of thickness being added to the text. I guess this would look nice, around 21 copies. We have the top layer selected. We'll go to the copy layer, 3D copy layer, press down Shift, and while holding Shift, we'll press down or click down on 3D copy layer. This should have selected all the layers from layer copy 21 to the first copy. We'll press Ctrl E to merge these layers down. Now we'll place this layer down below the 3D layer. We'll go to the blending options and put the gradient overlay to a very light gray around here. The color to be B1, 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 and here we'll keep it a little darker white, but not a pure white. The hex code to be ED, ED, ED. Okay, press OK again. Now we'll add a bevel and emboss to it. The depth should be a little, decreased to 1 pixel, and the size should be increased a little. Okay, I'll keep the size around 49. Press OK. Now what we want to do is that take the 3D copy layer and go to the blending options, and the blending options will again add that kind of effect to the picture by getting a darker to lighter white like we did before, like this. Okay, the hex code doesn't matter much in this step, but it should be somewhere like the older one. Press OK. OK again. Now we'll go to this layer, the top 3D layer, and now add a drop shadow to it. We'll increase the size to around I guess 70 pixels, and decrease the opacity down to around 47 or 50 pixels. Press OK. Now what we'll do is take our brush tool and have a soft round brush with hardness to 0 and size to around the size of your text. The diameter should be around the size of your text. I'll increase the size by pressing the right bracket key, somewhere like this. Okay. Now we'll go to the layer 1, the background layer, add a new layer above it, and now somewhat in the center of the document we'll make a black kind of brush stroke. A single brush stroke should do the trick. Now what we'll do is that we'll bring up the free transformation mode by pressing Ctrl T. Now what we'll do is that bring down this color here, press down Alt and resize the top center handle like this to resize it from the center like this. We'll press enter, and now take up our eraser tool and I'll just decrease the size a little bit by pressing the left bracket key. Press down shift to make a straight erasing stroke. Do this with the top again. While holding shift we'll erase the part so that we get a straight line. Get back to our move tool, and now what we'll do is that we'll just make the opacity around 70 pixels or even 65 or 66, and your 3 text is complete. You could just make the text extrude a bit more by making more copies. You could make around 50 copies to get it the extrusion double of what I've made this time. You could get the extrusion to somewhere like this if you make more copies. And so we're done here. I hope you guys liked the tutorial, and subscribe to my channel for more Photoshop tutorials and giveaways, fun stuff, and stuff like that. So please like the video if you learned something new, and thanks for watching. Thanks for